Hello everyone, I am Shaloo. Welcome to my channel where I post videos related to books. If you are new here, then do subscribe to my channel for new bookish videos every week. This is the second part of the video. In the first part of the video, I showed you all the books that I had purchased for myself, and in this video, I'll show you all the books that were sent to me by the publishers. So without further ado, let's get started. First, let me show you all the books that were sent to me by HarperCollins. And the first book is The Mistletoe Mystery by Nita Prose. Nita Prose is the best-selling author of the Maid series. It is Christmas at the Regency Grand Hotel and Molly the maid discovers a secret. So, this is a short novella, a Christmas novella for the holiday season. I have already read this book and I am a little disappointed because the mystery is not that good. It is more of a feel-good kind of a book. The second book that HarperCollins sent me is More Days at the Morisaki Bookshop by Satoshi Yagisawa. It is the sequel to Days at the Morisaki Bookshop. I have the first book also, but I have not read it yet. So first I'll read that one and then I'll pick this one. It's again a short book, a novella kind of a thing. It's of 165 pages. So I think I can easily complete it in a day or two. The next book is End of Story by A.J. Finn. A.J. Finn is the best-selling author of The Women in the Window. I've read The Women in the Window and I absolutely loved that thriller. Let's see the book blurb. I'll be dead in 3 months. Come tell my story. This is the chilling invitation from Sebastian Trapp, renowned mystery novelist, to his long-time correspondent Nikki Hunter, an expert in detective fiction. Welcomed into his lavish San Francisco mansion, Nikki begins to unravel Trapp's life story under the watchful eyes of his enigmatic wife and plain-spoken daughter. Sebastian Trapp is a mystery himself, and probably a murderer. 2 decades ago, his first wife and son vanished. The case never solved. Is the master of mystery playing a deadly game? If so, who will be the loser? And when a body surfaces in the family's garden, they all realize the past isn't buried, it's waiting. So the blurb seems quite intriguing. Can't wait to read it. The next book that HarperCollins sent me is again a thriller, The Midnight Feast by Lucy Foley. I have read 3 books by Lucy Foley and I love her writing style. This is again a mystery. Welcome to the manor. The party is on fire. In the shadows of an ancient wood, guests gather for the opening weekend of the manor, a beautiful new countryside retreat. But under the burning midsummer sun, darkness stares. Old friends and enemies circulate among the guests, and the candles have barely been lit for a solstice supper when the body is found. It all began with a secret 15 years ago. Now the past has crashed the party, and it will end in murder at the midnight feast. Lucy Foley's books have this beautiful atmospheric setting, and this book seems to be no different. Alex Michaelis, the best-selling author of The Silent Patient, calls this book wicked fun. Nita Prose, the best-selling author of the Maid series, calls this book an atmospheric, tantalizing thriller. Chris Whitaker calls it a sharp, stylish, stunning murder mystery. Can't wait to delve into it. The next book that HarperCollins sent me is a young adult fantasy fiction, A Fire in the Sky by Sophie Jordan. Isn't the cover gorgeous? The book blurb says, magic is not dead, it is only sleeping, and it will take one ordinary girl with an extraordinary destiny to awaken it. Seems like a very interesting book. The next book that HarperCollins sent me is again a mystery, but a humorous one. And the book is The Good, the Bad and the Aunties by Jessie Sutanto. I have already read 2 books by Jessie Sutanto of the same series and they were hilarious. They were murder mysteries but hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing. And this is again the third book in the series. Chinese New Year is a time to celebrate. Fresh from their honeymoon, Maddie and Nathan meet the aunties in Jakarta for a family celebration. Amid the festivities, an old flame of second aunts arrives with extravagant gifts. Unfortunately, not all the presents were meant for them. Not the time to start an all-out war. The most important gifts goes missing, putting Maddie and the aunties in the middle of a feud between Jakarta's most powerful business owners and in great danger. To save her loved ones, Maddie must organize a search party, a break-in and a kidnapping. It might sound like an impossible mission, but with aunties by her side, nothing is truly impossible, just complicated. This book is sure to be a laugh riot. Can't wait to read it. The next book by HarperCollins is What a Way to Go by Bella Mackey. Jojo Moyes calls this book delicious, Marion Keyes calls this book taunt, pacey, seamless, and Joe Lacette calls it very funny. I absolutely have no idea what is the genre of this book. Let's see the blurb. Anthony Weston is wealthy beyond imagination. Fragrant wife, gaggle of photogenic children, French chateau, Cotswold manor, plethora of mistresses, penchant for cutting moral corners, tick tick tick. Unfortunately for him, he is also dead. Suddenly poised to inherit his fortune, each member of the family falls under suspicion. And that's when everything comes crashing down. Okay, so again seems like a thriller. And the next book by HarperCollins is again a murder mystery. A Murder is Fixed by Madhav Nayak. I have already started reading this book and I am about 35 pages in. This book is based on match-fixing scandal and a murder of the investigator who was probing the scandal. It is interesting so far. I'll share the review soon. And the last book by HarperCollins is again a novel of suspense, and it has also been adapted into a major new film starring Anna Hathaway and Jessica Chastain. And the book is Mother's Instinct by Barbara Abel. Let's see the blurb. The Brunels and the genius are inseparable friends who live next door to each other in a tranquil suburb. Their sons, born in the same year, grow up together as close as brothers. But when one of the boys is killed in an accident, the idyllic world of both the couples shatters. The genius are consumed by grief and bitterness for their lost son, while the Brunels are racked with guilt for their role in the tragedy. Soon the couples are barely speaking. Then mysterious accidents begin to happen to the Brunels' son, raising their suspicions about their former friends. As an increasingly paranoid Letitia Brunel frantically tries to protect her son from harm, the little civility left between the two families curdles into outward hostility. Is Letitia just imagining things, or are the genius secretly conspire to exact their revenge? And if so, who will pay? Seems like a very interesting one. Thank you HarperCollins for sending all these lovely books my way. And next is a book that I won in a giveaway hosted by Crossword Bookstores. The book is Happy Place by Emily Henry. Go to your happy place, I think desperately, only to realize I'm literally in my happy place. And he is here. The very last person I expected to see, the very last person I want to see, Wayne Connor, my fiancé. Beth O'Leary, the best-selling author of The Flat Share, calls this book smart, sunny, sexy, and also a gorgeous story of female friendships. The closest thing to going on holiday without leaving your sofa. Lucy Score, the best-selling author of Things We Never Got Over, calls it heartfelt and hilarious. The book is My Happy Place. I've already read this book and this is such a feel-good, delightful rom-com. The next two books have been sent to me by Pan Macmillan India. The first book is Mandodari by Koral Das Gupta. This is a book from her Sati series. The astonishing story of the Queen of Lanka, torn between two conflicting ideologies, Ram Rajya and Ravan Raj. So this is mythological fiction which tells the story of Mandodari, the wife of King Ravana. This is the fourth book of her best-selling Sati series. And the second book that Pan Macmillan India sent me is James by Percival Everett. This book is a retelling of the adventures of Huckleberry Finn, but instead of Huckleberry, it tells the perspective of James, the slave. I have already read this book and it is awesome. A must read. It is among my top rated books this year. Now let me show you the books that were sent to me by Penguin Random House. The first book is The Big Book of Odia Literature. It's quite a thick book of 670 pages. And the book is edited by Manu Dash. It has poetry. The first section is of poetry by Odia poets. Then the second section contains plays, Odia plays. The third section is of short stories. The fourth section contains the essays, all by Odia authors, as is evident by the name. The next book they sent me is The Sattvic Revolution, 7 Life-Changing Habits to Discover Peak Health and Joy by Subhas Saraf and Harshvardhan Saraf. The authors run a very popular YouTube channel. Gauranga Das, the best-selling author, says the Sattvic Revolution is a perfect blend of health and spirituality. The book will help millions of human beings take control of their life and happiness. The next book they sent me is Liberal Hearts by Nayantara Violet Elva. As is evident from the name, perhaps it's a romance. Let's see the blurb. When the besotted expression returns to his face and his eyes slide down to her mouth again, he toughens up his exterior and attempts to convince himself that she is just a fool drunk on her privilege. When Namya arrives at Maurya College of Liberal Arts, an elite bubble in the middle of rural Haryana, she finds the brightest and the most privileged living a life of complete self-indulgence. Alongside academic excellence, promiscuity and incessant partying are also the norm. Meanwhile, the village's golden boy, Veer Kumar Yadav, has turned his back on a brilliant future and resorted to selling overpriced booze to Mauryan undergraduates to support his family. As their paths cross, Namya begins to question her entitlement while Veer finds himself struggling with the black and white notions he has always held true. And when a westernized pub, Tej Ka Theka, opens next door, the walls of the glass palace begins to crumble, setting the stage for an irrevocable culture clash. Fresh and witty, Nayantara Violet Elva's vivid and cinematic debut, Liberal Hearts, is as much a college romance as it is a coming-of-age story. And the last book that Penguin Random House sent me is Beauty Queens of Bishan by Akshita Nanda. I have absolutely no idea what this book is about. Let's see. In Bishan, the busiest suburb of Singapore, 30 small beauty parlors coexist quietly, offering haircuts, bikini waxes, and facials at no-nonsense prices. All that changes when a swanky new salon opens. This is run by April Chua, stylist to the stars. April's plan for Bishan includes controlling her competitors through a new society, NAILSO, Neighborhood Alliance of Independent Lifestyle Service Operators. The only person who dares to protest is Chubby Gurpreet Kaur, owner of Monty Beauty Spa. Both have clients in the upcoming Grand Slam Singapore Beauty Contest. Will April's shoe in Candy Kang prove yet again why she is Singapore's sweetheart? Or will Gurpreet's client Tara Chopra prove a star on the stage as well as in court? The winner will determine the leader of NAILSO. The loser will never be able to show her facials again. Can there be only one beauty queen of Bishan? So the story seems quite interesting. Let's see. So this was my last book haul of the year. And if you have enjoyed this video, then please like, comment and share. And if you want to see more such bookish videos, then do subscribe to my channel and do not forget to hit the bell icon so that you get notified every time I post a new video. Until my next video, bye and take care.